tonight is sparkling, don't you let it go. It's been a minute since I have done like a walk and talk, so let's do this. I went to the gym this morning. I just got out of the gym. Like literally right now I have my bag with me. I'm gonna go sit on a bench and kind of just talk here because it's a beautiful day and I want to stay outside a little more before going back home. So let's do this. It's very quiet out here, which I love. It's so peaceful. This park, it can get very loud and very crowded, but when it's quiet, it's so beautiful. So I wanted to talk about surroundings, sort of, like what to do with space. I live very close to this park. I'm able to come here every day if I want to. It's like a 10-minute walk if I want to. And there's different ways to optimize time and space to what suits you. Like for example, I'm here right now because I don't want to go home and be inside all day. So I'm like, okay, I have a busy day ahead of me. Let me use this time because it's so sunny outside and it's so pretty outside. Let me just go to the park and sit down and record my video. Because actually today's Friday and I'm supposed to record this video like in my regular schedule, like at 9 p.m. tonight. But at 9 p.m. tonight, I'm gonna go hang out with my family. So I was like, you know what? I have to find a different time to do this. But I'm busy 11 to 1, then 1 to 2, then 2 to 7. I understand I'm gonna be tired at the end of today because I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be like doing so much things. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just try to find a little slot where I can record this video because of course I missed last week, unfortunately. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna miss 2 weeks in a row. It's okay to miss one. It's not okay to miss 2. So here I am outside. No mic yet, but it's pretty quiet, isn't it? So yeah, using time and space properly is very important. I've always said there's one thing you can't ever get back, and that's your time. So making sure you're spending it right. I mean, and with the right people. I mean, I always say over the past 6 months, like everything, whenever you hear me talk about change, I kind of block out my time like in 6 months or in 3 months, like in quarters or in semesters, I guess if you want to call it like that. So I always say 6 months. But in the past 6 months, I have gained so much emotional and spatial intelligence. Like I have learned how to be alone. I've learned how to give myself what I want in others, like not need from others, give myself what I need, like give myself joy, give myself exercise, give myself reading enjoyment, like giving myself leisure. You know what I mean? Because leisure is very important, and I think a lot of us don't think about leisure. And being able to understand yourself and your environment on that deeper level is so fun, and it's so crucial. This is so funny. Once you understand yourself on that new level, it's very hard to be stopped by others, and it's very hard to let others limit you because you already understand yourself and you already fulfill yourself where they don't have anything that they can take from you. You know what I mean? To not be dependent of others is such a great trait to have, and once you're able to understand that and gain that level of intelligence for yourself, people around you become a want, not a need. And I don't think you should have to depend on others. I think at some point you should be able to be independent and depend on yourself only, and have others be dependent on you. Or, you know, it can be family and friends and job and any life that you can have the people depending on you. But it's important to, at some point, not be dependent of others, because then you can grow and have greater agency over yourself, if you understand what I'm talking about. And so yeah, I have gained a lot of that intelligence recently, been able to get more independent. Obviously I live with my parents, obviously, because I am young. So I do, like, you know, depend on them still, but I'm able to be independent in some areas of my life, like this. I'm able to be independent a little bit more in my sports because I go to the gym alone. I am able to be dependent on them for housing, for being home, for relationships sometimes, for school. There's areas of life that you sometimes need to gain experience in being independent in so that you can get farther, I guess. We are now, tomorrow when this video gets out, we are now going to go into the 8th month of the year. We're already 2/3 through the year, which is very crazy to think about, but we're there. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaways of these first 7 months. Gaining more agency, exploring without fear is a big one. If you are always so scared of stuff happening to you or happening against you, you won't be able to recognize the things that are happening for you. I think the majority of life is perspective and mindset. People always talk about analyzing your outputs, but you also have to be able to understand your inputs, because if you don't understand what you're putting in, you can't really understand what's coming out of it. And it's like in all life experiences, you can't hope to make cookies and you're making a pizza dough recipe. I think we all focus too much on what comes out, and you don't focus on your input. Oh, I'm not getting better at basketball. Well, are you going and training every day, every week? You have to understand what you're inputting to get your desired output, and you have to also analyze the output to then reflect if the input is working. The sun is so pretty behind me. Isn't it? Like, that's like so, wait, let me show you. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my gosh. Risk. There's always gonna be a risk factor in things. I think I've come to realize that a lot in the past 6 months with more exploration. There's always a risk of failing, a risk of embarrassing yourself, which I hate embarrassment. I hate being embarrassed because it's a dumb feeling. You can get embarrassed, you can lose stuff, you can fail. You can also learn, and you can also succeed. I think too many people focused on the risk that are in things and not on the potential ROI it has for them. I believe that if you shift your focus from risk to ROI, you will realize that a lot of things can change for the better in your life if you just took the risk and just did it anyways, knowing there's a risk of failing, knowing that it can go horribly, knowing that you might lose it all, but also knowing that you might win it all and you might get it all back and more, and that there is so much potential out in the world for you, and you not being able to surpass the idea of a risk is holding you back, and it shouldn't be. This goes right into the last topic, new opportunities. I will say I have had one experience where I did not want to do something and it became one of the best things in my life, and that was going to a private high school. I was going to go to a trade school in the same town as my private school. My entire family, after my mom's generation, has gone to that trade school. So that's what, now 3 generations have gone to that trade school. I'm just thinking, if I didn't take that risk of not liking the new school, not knowing anybody, I went to that school and only like 3 people, and if I didn't take that risk, I'm just wondering where I would be right now. And I know I would be still accomplishing a lot of new things and a lot of great things, but it's just crazy to think that if you don't take the risks, it takes a lot longer to gain success. And when you do take those risks, success comes more efficiently. Not easier, but more efficiently. That's all I have, because they're doing the whole field now. If you want to like see, they're doing the whole field, so I gotta stop. But that is today's video. I hope I touched on some good things. And yeah.